Ned picked her up, and when she got home, there was so much blood pouring down her legs that her daughter had to soak it up with a mop.
Oh. I can't lie, bro. My eyelashes are already stabbing the inner corners of my eyes.
Oh, no. They look good, though.
If y'all see me messing with them, no, you didn't.
Yeah, if they keep seeing me do this, don't pay attention to it. Pretend you do not see.
How's your coffee?
Pretty yum.
Are you lying?
It's not my favorite coffee, but it's protein coffee. Can it really be delicious? It's protein coffee and coffee. So it's extra coffee.
Is it really? Now I kind of want to try it.
Try it.
I thought it was pretty good.
It's got that coffee taste. It's not sweet.
Yeah, it's not sweet.
Oh, it's very coffee.
Very coffee.
That is good, though. And I put caramel in it. I put like almost 2 whole pumps in it.
Tastes no caramel.
At all.
Coffee.
It honestly tastes more like coffee ice cream than it does actual coffee.
Yeah. Which I love coffee ice.
I do love coffee ice cream. Get some chocolate chips in there. I mean, it wouldn't make sense, but you couldn't get them up there.
Put this on one of them ice cream makers and make your own ice cream.
Yeah, then it's creamy. Oh, I'm so hyped. Marshall got one for Christmas.
Ooh.
Which
So
means
you got one for
I got one for Christmas. So when I get down there, I'm going to be testing it out.
Oh, we need to do our intro.
We do.
Do we need to clap?
Yes, please. Yep.
All right.
It's totally radical.
You know what just went through my head when you said that?
What?
To totally do party like a...
No, we get cut it.
You start the intro. She's staring at me like it's my job to start
like,
saying something. I've been ready, girl.
She been ready.
We been ready.
Clock it. Hi, guys. My name is Amanda.
And I'm Sophia.
And welcome to ZomBabes.
Where every theory is valid.
Except for flat Earth.
Y'all can leave.
We say it every time.
So,
how are you doing today?
I'm good. I woke up. We were supposed to start at 11. It's now 1:20. And this gets recorded in my house, so I couldn't be late.
I'm always late everywhere. I'm either early or I'm late. There's no on time for me.
That's tea.
Even to work, early or late. Don't say that.
She's on time every time.
Everywhere,
all the time.
Right. Have you been to Krispy Kreme?
Was it crispy?
Right. Right. I don't know how to jump into this case. I feel like I just have to jump into it. I'm really excited for this one.
Okay, this is also before we jump into it, because most of the time, spoiler alert, we record 2 episodes in one recording day because we both have a story prepared, right? Tell you a little background for us. This is, I think, the first week that neither of us have even disclosed the subject.
Yeah.
We don't know what the other person is talking about today. So she's going first. Mine will be next week. But I am not at the edge of my seat because she's
cracked,
She's prepared in a way.
I, for a long time, thought that you both hid the topics from each other, but you don't.
We'll mention I'm covering this week, but we don't discuss the subject or anything other than literally our title.
Yeah.
If the person doesn't know anything about it, they don't know anything about it.
Right.
But it's
this week we didn't even discuss titles. Yeah.
I never know.
I've told you before.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. We just talk too much and then it slips out and then it's
but this week we kept it under wraps.
We kept our secrets this week.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Me too. So yeah, there's no easy way for me to jump into this. So I'm just gonna ask, have either of you ever thought about getting any kind of cosmetic procedure done?
Yes.
Because I know I've definitely thought about lip filler, the little things, because social media, whatever. But there's breast reductions, there's nose jobs, there's like, you can get any cosmetic procedure done. You can get your ribs removed, like.
It's insane the amount that you can get done.
Yeah.
But the amount that I've thought about, also insane. And that's because of body dysmorphia. That's not because I actually want to do it.
Yeah.
The thought of going under the knife is horrifying.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Oh? Just like going under the knife in general?
Oh, no. You got to wait. You gotta unravel it with everybody else. I'm so excited for this episode. So I'm just gonna get into it. For her 39th birthday, Terry Lamarty was gifted a dream present by her husband, Ned, a gift certificate for liposuction.
Quick pause. Ew. Already.
But she wanted it.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
A dream present.
Okay.
She didn't even let me get to the second sentence.
She said, F that man immediately.
I mean, I guess if it's your dream present, but it's like,
yeah.
I feel like that gift from your husband, like, only, I guess, really puts it into perspective, like, oh, so you thought I needed it too.
Yeah, it cements that in your brain, like, oh, I definitely need this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No hate, no shade, but the name Ned is such an ick to me.
He can't help that that's his name.
Does it remind you of
Yes.
Guy from Try Guy?
Yes. I've always been a hater of that man, and he proved himself correct.
Yeah, he did.
Wait, why? What's the tea?
Oh,
he cheated on his wife.
He was the husband. He was like, oh, I love my wife, I love my wife, I love my wife. And then he ends up cheating on his wife. And that's why he's not a part of the Try Guys anymore.
Yeah.
That was that whole scandal that went on a few years ago. I love the Try Guys. I ride or die for the Try Guys to this day.
Give me without a recipe any moment of the day and I'll watch it.
Always hated that man. Always hated that man. He was part of the reason why I felt ashamed to say that I watched them. Because he just gave me creepy ass vibes.
Now I like watching the episodes with him on it of like without a recipe, and I love watching him fail.
Yeah. He's like evil. Yes.
You're doing a bad job. I love it. But
anyways, random side track.
So yeah, let me start over.
Let me let her get through.
I got through one sentence.
I bet.
So, for her 39th birthday, Terry Lamarty was gifted a dream present by her husband, Ned, a gift certificate for liposuction. She was a mother of 4 and tried everything to shed her postpartum weight, but nothing would help her. During an initial consultation with cosmetic surgeon Dr. Anthony Pignataro at his West Seneca, New York office, Lamarty said she felt completely calm and comfortable. And I did get all of my information from License to Kill, Forensic Files, and WKBW 7 ABC.
That's a lot of letters.
Yeah. But that's where I got all my information. And this is coming from License to Kill. Lamarty told License to Kill, I had absolutely no misgivings or doubts about Dr. Pignataro. He put me totally at ease. In June of 1997, Ned dropped her off for her appointment at 8:30 a.m. After taking a handful of pills, she was brought to the surgery center, a basement location down 2 flights of stairs, which was a far cry from the sterilized room she expected. She said, they plopped me down in this chair. I was trying to tell them something's wrong here. I don't want to do this. I had no control over anything. I love the reactions in this room right now. She woke up hours later at 5 p.m. She was in the waiting room fully dressed. Ned picked her up, and when she got home, there was so much blood pouring down her legs that her daughter had to soak it up with a mop.
Oh?
She examined her abdomen and saw 18 to 22 staples across her stomach, but the surgery incisions were not closed. I'm laughing because this is actually crazy.
She's laughing at our facial reaction.
Yeah, this is actually crazy.
Okay, so there's staples closing the incision, but it's not closed at all, basically. Cool. Can I just throw out a quick theory? I know it's early. Did they slice her open and steal an organ to send to the black market?
No.
Okay.
Had to check.
I gotta double check.
Because it's also like, I'm interested in how they used to do lipo. Because, you know,
well, because I'm like, isn't it like stick in a vacuum? And you're like,
that's it. It's just one little stabby stab. And you're awake during this procedure.
It's not 18 staples across your stomach.
Yeah. Although, from what I've heard, it is a bitch to recover from.
Yeah, because they're just... And I've seen so many people, like, get an organ stabbed from, like, getting lipo.
Yeah. Because it's not a safe procedure.
No.
At all.
And I would hate to be awake during that. I'd be like, just knock me out. Just knock me out, bro.
No.
Wait, she wasn't asleep?
Oh, we'll get into that.
Save your questions.
Okay.
My theory was clearly wrong.
She said there were gaping wounds, like the edges weren't together, like you could stick a man's finger in these holes.
Oh!
The Lamardis called Dr. Pignataro. He claimed the blood was actually excess surgery fluid and they had nothing to worry about. He told her to rest and he would check with her the next morning. She woke up and was in more pain the next day. They rushed her to the ER. Doctors discovered that during the procedure, her intestine had been nicked, and Lamardi had a brutal infection she was fighting off. The sutures placed by Dr. Pignataro had cut off all blood supply to her abdomen, causing it to rot.
After a day, it was already rotting? Oh my God.
Remember, they did this in a basement.
I mean, yes. But also still, I'm shocked that the human body rots that fast.
I mean, I guess the beginning stages could have started because it was not a sanitary environment for surgery.
True, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Well, it's like dead. It's not receiving
blood,
right?
Yeah.
So like a body decomposes pretty quickly, no?
Yeah.
She was left with a 4-inch hole that was half an inch deep, and she spent the next few days recovering in the hospital. Now, this is where it gets interesting. While she was still admitted, she was woken up one night around 2:30 in the morning by her visitor, Dr. Pignataro.
Oh, hell no.
Who was holding her chart and screaming at her, telling her to go home. Nurses intervened and had him leave, and she was discharged days later.
I'm sorry. First of all, why the are they allowing a visitor in the room? What, you said at 2 in the morning?
2:30 a.m. Around 2:30 a.m.
And it's not an immediate family member?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, if he was her doctor, he probably knows all of her information.
And he was probably just like,
probably
I'm
be
her
like,
doctor. Yeah.
He probably snuck in.
Yeah,
It's 2 in the morning.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no visiting hours at 2 in the morning.
No.
Yeah.
Unless it's literally your husband. Like, what the Okay, carry on.
Then there is the next victim, Sarah Smith. A 26-year-old mother of 2 was getting a breast augmentation. He had no anesthesiologist or nurse present. His only assistants were his wife, Debbie, who was an office assistant, a licensed nurse who only had 6 months of experience in a non-surgical setting, and a 17-year-old high school intern.
Huh?
So during the surgery, in the basement, Sarah Smith was feeling pain. So Dr. Pignataro ordered more sodium, I'm going to butcher this word, sodium pentothal?
Let me see.
Pentothal? Sodium
Sounds right.
pentothal to dull the pain. There was no ventilator to help her breathe. She went into a state of cardiac and respiratory arrest. When emergency crews arrived, Dr. Pignataro was attempting to create an airway for Sarah using a coat hanger. Paramedics were able to revive Sarah using CPR, but by the time they arrived at the ER, she slipped into a coma and later passed.
Oh my God. First of all, a coat hanger?
A coat hanger. Because yet again, let's remember, in a basement, none of the equipment that he needs, no respiratory equipment, nothing to revive her in a non-sterile environment. And he's the only one there because the nurse only has 6 months of experience and it's not in a surgical setting.
Can we talk to this intern? This 17-year-old child that like
Couldn't find anything about him.
witnessed this shit?
Couldn't find nothing.
Yeah, because he's a minor.
Uh-huh.
And he's probably gone into hiding.
You don't think he kept that on his resume?
No. Maybe not. Honestly, he probably didn't continue into the medical field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have done it for me.
I feel like at that point, you just, move to Thailand and live a relaxed life. Like,
You've had enough trauma.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's time to live on the beach and chill.
Work at a bar,
Yeah.
cafe.
Yep.
Low-key vibes. Ah. Okay. 17. Oh, I would be up for life.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're here. We're locked in.
The fire department was stunned by the scene and reported his practice to the local police, and they began conducting their investigation. So this is
fire department?
because they called 911. You know, the fire department will show up, and sometimes they can beat everybody else there.
Yeah.
So yeah, when emergency crews, it was the fire department who arrived first.
Hmm.
So they began conducting their investigation. This was in 1997. They learned he was not a board-certified plastic surgeon.
Shocker.
And he wasn't a plastic surgeon at all.
Shocker.
He trained for ENT, but did not finish.
I'm yelling.
An ENT is like an ear, nose, and throat
Yeah.
doctor. I'm just going to say that for the people who don't know. So he trained for that, but he did not finish all things necessary to become an ENT doctor.
So was he a doctor at all?
Glad you asked. Isn't this crazy? Investigators learn Anthony Pignataro had trouble getting into any recognized and established medical school in the U.S. and received his degree from an institute in Puerto Rico. As a trained ENT,
First of all, no shade on Puerto Rico.
Not at all.
Continue, though. I'm like, we cannot link this man to Puerto Rico.
As a trained ENT, he moved to West Seneca and set up his cosmetic surgery office. He became somewhat of a minor celebrity, giving bargain prices for tummy tucks and nose jobs. He sported a red Lamborghini and bragged about his exclusive patents, including snap-on hair pieces. Do you remember me telling you about this like weeks ago?
Yes, bro.
Yes. He invented and wore the snap-on toupee, held in place by 4 bolts drilled into the skull. And I have an image for you.
Oh.
So that's just like the remember Tina and I were talking about this, the case of the 2 brothers that killed their parents in the 80s. Menendez brothers.
Mm.
Yeah. One of them had that. His dad made him, he says.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And yeah, he just had, they wouldn't let him have it in the jail, of course. Like, he couldn't have all of his, like, toupees and shit. So he just had to sit with those in his skull. I think he did get them removed at some point, but yeah.
Because it also doesn't even look like it's done properly.
I mean, back then, what surgeries were being done super properly? I mean, yeah, they're bolts underneath your head. Like, the skin isn't going to heal properly around them.
Now, mind you, guys, my hairdresser told me about this guy because of the snap-on toupee, because he's, like, notorious in the hair community for his snap-on toupees. And she knows someone whose grandfather has the procedure and still wears his snap-on toupees.
No way.
Yes.
Can you still buy hair for that?
I don't know. He gets them cleaned once a year. He sends them off to get them professionally cleaned once a year.
I want to see it bad.
Right?
I'm like, who is this? Can he send us pictures?
Right?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. I'll
Try.
see. I'll see. Respectfully, send us a picture of your head.
Yeah. Or just you in the toupee. It just feels better.
Mm-hmm.
Or both.
Both.
Can I get a side-by-side?
Right?
The toupee just like it's a fish.
Yeah, hold your toupee like a fish with your bolt head, and then
respectfully.
I'm also just like, they make glue. You're that concerned. This is like what she said. You're that concerned about your hair flying off in the wind that you're going to drill bolts into your skull so it magnetizes onto your head.
Is it a magnet?
I'm assuming it.
Or is it like a...
It's a snap, so I'm wondering if you have to like...
It's like a button, like you just...
I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that so much.
Okay, but then imagine, sometimes when a button gets stuck and you have to pull it out, and you're just like, you're welcome. Amanda thinks she's gonna freak me out. I'll freak you out more.
So that, this is also...
Oh, that goes deep in the skull. That's like down in the...
Does it say how far it goes in?
No.
Is it?
It looks absolutely atrocious.
I hate it.
Right?
From 1997. Mm-hmm. This chart is from 1997.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is him
An
fiddling.
icon.
This is him fiddling with someone's head. Just glue it on. God, guys. So yeah, that's a whole side tangent. That's a whole nother thing that he did, and that's why he's very well known in like the hair community. Like,
I'm like, I want to hear the toupee queen's opinion.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about? The toupee queen. She's on. She's on social media. I'm chronically online, y'all.
Same.
It's this girl or this person. I don't know their pronouns, but they kill it in the toupee world. You know, like
Period.
they go viral all the time with their before and after videos, and they get me every time. It's like there's this before, and then it cuts it, and you have to go into their profile to see the after, and it's never up. I always go in, and it's never up. But I guess that's the point, because they want you to look at all the other stuff.
They want you to come back too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And guess what? It works.
Yeah.
And I check every time.
So yeah, off of his snap on toupee, let's get back into the work. Medical experts told investigators Sarah Smith wouldn't have survived if Pignataro had the proper resuscitation equipment. So because he didn't have everything he needed because he was performing illegal surgeries.
And because he was shoving a coat hanger in her throat.
Yeah. Sarah Smith was undergoing a transumbilical breast augmentation, a very invasive procedure. And they said that this should have been done in a hospital setting or in a certified surgical area. The fact that, yes, but the fact that it's such an invasive procedure and there's no sterilization, and it's such an invasive procedure and you're not even going to have resuscitation equipment.
No, literally.
Use your freaking brain, bro.
He doesn't have one.
But pause. Dr. Pignataro claimed that death from anesthesia just happened because autopsy reports revealed that Sarah died from asphyxia due to improper ventilation during the anesthesia procedure. Oxygen levels got so low that it caused her heart to stop.
Okay, so blame the anesthesiologist. Oh, wait, you didn't have one. So guess what? It's still your fault.
Yeah. Toxicology report also determined that he mixed together sodium pentothal and Versed, two medications that relax the body during surgery. The dose was so high that it caused her to no longer breathe on her own. The nurse and teenager said that Sarah woke up mid-procedure and said, ouch, and was given more medicine to knock her out. Debbie noticed the oxygen levels were dropping, but instead of stopping immediately, Dr. Pignataro continued with surgery. And then I do have a newspaper clip, and it's from when Sarah Smith passed away. I can't see the date on it or anything, but it's titled Hunt for Low-Cost Care Cited in Death, because he would offer these cheap prices. Come get a deal on your nose job. Come get deal on your...
all those people that'll go to foreign countries for like invasive procedures like that. Like,
which, to be fair, some of them are good. Some of
them are good when you do research, but it's like some people follow the deal so much that it's like all of a sudden you're in this warehouse in a different country where there's potentially a language barrier and they die there.
Yeah.
But people do go places, and I can't blame them to going to Mexico and getting dental work or whatever because it's so expensive here. I don't blame them for like seeking that out, but yeah, do your research.
And especially
do your research, because yes, America, the system is here.
We should have free healthcare and we don't.
It's not even affordable.
Don't even put me on this tangent, because now we're going on a tangent. So sorry, guys. I recently switched to a new insurance. Okay, my Omnipod, just the insulin pump, not even the insulin, for a 1 month supply, I was quoted $2,500,
which is absolutely outrageous.
That's just for the delivery system. With the medication on top of that, I think the insulin itself is like $600
just to like live.
Yeah.
So I did the little like research thing where, like there's the coupons where you can get it at a lower price. I could get the Omnipods for $500 and the insulin for $200. And I'm like, a deal.
A month is crazy.
A month. Yes. And it's like, how the do they expect people to live? Anyways, that's my tangent.
If you can't pay the healthcare system, then just die, right?
Yep. Or move to a different country where they actually give a fuck about their people. But Anyways,
Well, you need money to move.
that's also
Honestly,
true.
I've thought about just racking up a shit ton of debt in the U.S. and getting a ton of loans to move and then just moving and leaving it.
Yeah.
You can't come get me.
Unless you get deported.
I won't get arrested. You can't come get me. Like, you can have my citizenship. I don't want it. Like,
Not yet. We have a podcast to run.
Be careful what you wish for.
how about we all just like do it together?
That's interesting.
Tempting.
We could live in like a whole little community like next to each other and like this beautiful European like place and just like live our lives and not have to have cars because we can walk and take trains and get healthcare.
It's so sad because it's like all I want is healthcare.
You deserve healthcare.
Like universal healthcare. I don't want to have to go to the pharmacy because my insurance changed and fight. Because now I gave them my new information and they got to go through this whole prior authorization process. And it's depending on how responsive the doctor is, sometimes takes a week, sometimes takes a month. I don't have a month to wait. So I have to like constantly be calling. And it's like, can a girl rest?
Yeah, and it's frustrating because a lot of people who are against, because we're still on this tangent, a lot of people who are against like universal free healthcare, like, but the lines are so long. You have to wait so long. You already do that.
Period.
You already wait. Make it free. I'll wait a little longer if I can get it free or affordable.
My cousin, she was backpacking across Europe. And she had something going on with her ankle where her ankle was in so much pain. Turns out she had some kind of infection. My bad. Freaking infection. But she had some kind of infection. And she goes to the doctor. They put her through a bunch of tests and everything. And she basically is like, how much do I have to pay for all of this? And they were like, oh, nothing. All she had to pay for was the medication, and she paid like $15.
That's how it should be. But America wants money because there's no regulations on how much they charge for medicine. That's like insulin when they first released it. It was $1.
Well,
like
so he sold the patent for $1, I think.
Yeah.
Because he wanted it to be accessible to everyone.
And then they're just like, oh, it's going to be, what, $600 a month for your insulin?
At least.
700.
$700 a month.
On a positive note, I have seen something about there's apparently a cure that doesn't require immunosuppressants coming out. They're in the trials right now, guys.
Okay.
But yeah.
Anyways, deep tangent, locking back in.
So back to Lamarty. She went public with her story, and multiple women reached out with stories of their own with Dr. Pignataro. Including Sarah Smith, Lamarty learned of 13 other women who had allegations against him. Authorities obtained a search warrant of his office, and once inside, they took several photos of the basement, which they claimed was not properly set up for surgery and had inadequate equipment, obviously.
Right.
January of 1998, prosecutors charged Pignataro with second-degree manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, second-degree assault, reckless endangerment, and falsifying business records. To avoid a trial, Pignataro accepted a plea deal. He pled guilty to medically negligent homicide. He was fined $5,000 and sentenced to 6 months in prison and 250 hours of community service, and also lost his medical license. You killed a woman and you only had to pay $5,000 and spend 6 months in prison.
I'm also like still lost at the fact that he had a medical license at all. And was still doing that? Like, you fully knew better? Okay.
When released in December of 1998, he had difficulty finding a job because his license was revoked, and his parole terms prevented him from leaving the area. Then he started getting claimed, him and his wife, started getting harassed. Vandals spray painted the word killer on the side of his home, and he received death threats. Stress took a toll on his marriage, and they separated. But a few months later, they reconciled. Anthony's mother financially supported him. Because also some information on Dr. Pignataro, he wanted to be a doctor because his dad was a well-known doctor, and he was a good doctor. So their family was pretty well off. So his mother financially supported them because he wasn't working. So Anthony's mother helped financially support him and his wife after they reconciled. But after their reconciliation, Debbie started to feel ill. She thought she had the flu because she would get nauseous and vomit. She had trouble walking, couldn't lift her legs. She experienced numbness in her legs and hands, and doctors didn't know what it was. Anthony thought that her gallbladder should be removed and recommended that to doctors when they went to the hospital, but they disagreed. She got better, but her symptoms would consistently return and her pain would get worse. And then her daughter started to experience the same symptoms, but not as severe. Over the summer, Debbie's symptoms persisted. She had severe memory loss and had to use a wheelchair because she could no longer walk. She was admitted to the hospital again. Dr. Snyderman analyzed a sample of Debbie's bone marrow under a microscope. He said, and I quote, this is coming from Forensic Files, "I looked once, I looked twice, and I could not believe my eyes. It looked like something that I remembered reading about in medical school. Debbie's red blood cells had degenerated, a condition known as karyoexis." I think that's how you pronounce that. Dr. Snyderman got a book on toxicology and found some possible causes for the condition. When he factored in her other symptoms, numbness of her hands, legs, disorientation, and nausea, it only pointed to one thing, and that was arsenic.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yep. Arsenic is a heavy metal poison and not one that is normally encountered. Further testing indicated Debbie had an arsenic level of 29,580 micrograms per liter, one of the highest ever recorded in a living person. Usually, if a person has between 50 and 100 milligrams per liter in their system, they can die.
You said 2,900?
29,580.
Oh, how is she alive?
Right?
She said, y'all ain't gonna get rid of me.
You can't get rid of me, bitch.
She's Superwoman? What the, huh?
Mm-hmm. Debbie,
yes, she is Superwoman.
Debbie was immediately put under 24-hour security protection because, you naturally... you naturally have, you can get some arsenic in your system. But girl, what? Someone trying to kill you? And when she was diagnosed with arsenic poisoning, doctors also tested her husband and 2 children. Their daughter had a higher than normal level of arsenic in her system. Their son and husband were normal. Because remember, her daughter started getting some of the same symptoms. Chuck Craven, the investigator at Erie County's DA office, decided they needed to look at their source of water in that area. Prior to 1900, arsenic was the primary ingredient in embalming fluid, and it caused groundwater contamination near several older cemeteries. So you're like, let's check the water, see if that's what it is. But it's also, checking the water is kind of crazy because Debbie has that much in her system. Her daughter just has a little bit higher than normal, and the 2
That's what I was thinking. I'm
men
like,
in the house.
Why would you think it's the water supply when nobody else, well, none of the men in the household are having this issue?
Males don't drink water.
Tea.
No, that's not true.
They only like flavored water. They get a Propel. I used to date a guy that would not drink water that was not flavored.
You what?
In high school. I was like 17.
Chill out on me, please.
Of course, tests showed that there was no problem in the water supply near the home.
Duh.
So investigators are trying to figure out, how is she getting all this arsenic in her body, right?
Mm-hmm.
They started to suspect that Debbie was intentionally poisoning herself. It upset her because she said she would not hurt herself or her children, and said especially not in this slow and painful way. Because she's losing the ability to walk. She's getting numb. She's like nauseous.
She's like, if I were to kill myself, I would have done it by now.
Like we said before, women are not going to kill themselves slow and painful. If a woman is going to kill herself, it's going to be quick, like statistically.
Yeah, well, usually statistically it's not violent. And that's not violent, but it's also like torturous.
Yeah, people don't normally choose to end their life in a slow, long, and painful way.
That's insanity. That's their thought process. Look at the wife. Bitches be crazy. They just want to poison themselves for attention. What are you talking about?
They have they're looking and they're like, we have no suspects. Like,
what do you mean?
Just wait.
I'm sorry. She's married to a psychopath already.
Right?
With bullets in his skull.
This is after he was released from prison the first time, by the way.
Duh. I mean, it has to be.
But yeah, like, you're not going to look at the man who was already jail timed. What? But wait, there's more. Anthony suspected that Sarah Smith's family had something to do with the poisoning. He thought Dan Smith was trying to get even for his wife dying. So he starts thinking, I got killer spray painted on my house. I'm getting death threats. Are you trying to kill my wife because your wife died during my surgery?
First of all, if he had the balls to say that to that man, did he actually say that to that man?
No, he's telling investigators this is
his
what
theory.
I think.
He's like,
I don't know what's happening. Maybe Dan did it.
Well, because, they always ask, do you have any enemies or whatever? Like anyone that would come for you.
Yep.
The call is coming from inside the house. I can tell you that right now.
So, investigators decided to search the Pignataro's home for any arsenic, and they found nothing. They started to interview everybody in the home. They interviewed their daughter because she had some of the same symptoms. They asked what she ate when she started feeling ill. She had some leftover soup that was on the stove, and that night she was vomiting. Debbie remembered that Anthony made the soup that day and brought it to her and was like, oh, you need to eat. This is good for you. And I remember in the forensic files, she was saying oh, I'm not going to be able to eat all of that. And he was like, no, you need to eat. This is good for you. And their daughter goes in the kitchen and sees the soup on the stove, and she's hungry, so she makes a bowl, and then she's vomiting too. To find out how long Debbie had been ingesting arsenic, doctors studied her hair. And this was really interesting in a scientific way to learn. You can...
Oh, yeah. Hair holds history, baby.
Uh-huh. Arsenic can bind to keratin, which is the major protein in hair. As the blood circulates through the body and circulates to the root of the hair follicle, some of the arsenic will become incorporated in the follicle, and traces will be left in the hair as it grows out.
Mm-hmm.
So, hair grows approximately 1 centimeter per month, which can identify when she was first poisoned. So they divided her hair into 1 centimeter long pieces, converted it into a liquid hair sample by adding acid and digesting it in a specially designed microwave oven. Really cool. Really cool science. Let's go science.
Really cool.
Really cool. In atomic absorption spectrometry, that was a big word. A beam of light is passed through each sample. The amount of light hitting the detector on the other side decreases. The change in intensity of light that's reaching the detector is directly proportional to the amount of arsenic in that sample.
Say that one more time.
In atomic absorption spectrometry, a beam of light is passed through each sample.
Okay.
The amount of light hitting the detector on the other side decreases.
Okay.
The change in intensity of light that's reaching the detector is directly proportional to the amount of arsenic in that sample. So the light hitting the other side.
So the more light that hits the other side, the more arsenic in the system, or the less light that hits the less light that hits the other side, the more arsenic in the system.
Yep.
Okay.
She needed a visual.
We're here. I really did. I'm like, okay, and that.
So they found... So they found that Debbie started receiving small amounts of arsenic in May of 1999.
What year is it? What's the current year?
They started the investigation in 1997. They started looking into him in 1997 after Lamarty. He got out of prison at end of 1998, beginning of 1999. Remember, they split. They got back together after a few months.
Mm-hmm.
So
beginning of 1999.
Yeah, she started getting arsenic poison.
And that was immediately after they got back together, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. He said, yeah, let's get back together. I want to watch you suffer.
So that's so I hate this man.
Understatement.
So she started receiving small amounts of arsenic in May of 1999. Towards the end of July of 1999, she received a large dose, which was 80 times what a normal human should have in their system. This was also crazy because in the Forensic Files episode, Debbie is talking about this herself. And she said the people who did the hair analysis asked when the funeral was. They could not believe that someone with this level of arsenic was still alive. Because let's remember, she has over 29,000.
When was the funeral? Hello?
And it's insane to me that she's sitting up there talking about this herself. Literally, with the amount on her body, she should not still be alive.
No, legit.
And it's insane that she is.
I'm on a random side note, when she was watching this Forensic Files episode, she sent me a Snapchat and she was like, just found a Forensic Files episode on this person, let's go! And And she was so excited for it. And I'm like, yes.
And I tell you guys, I went down such a deep rabbit hole. I literally sat in one spot for 5 hours straight. I did not even get up to pee because I was so locked in down this rabbit hole of this man.
Love it.
I've been really excited by this episode. So, the timeline excluded Sarah Smith's family because they moved to the Midwest after her death. So, he can't pin that on them. And this left them with only one suspect with a motive. Her husband, Anthony Pignataro. In March of 1999, Debbie and Anthony were living separately. Debbie had no poison. They reconciled in May, and that's when the first sign of arsenic poisoning showed up. He's like, yeah, let's get back together so I can kill you. The largest dose was in July, and this coincided with her hospital visit where Anthony recommended removing his wife's gallbladder, a procedure which medical experts said she would not have survived in her state.
Damn.
When questioned by police, the couple's daughter, Lauren, remembered around this time she saw her father setting small traps around their home. She didn't know what it was except that it was a small, round tin that he set on the floor. It was an insect repellent. And there was only one manufacturer that made insect repellent in small tins. And it was called, when they showed a photo of it, it was called Grant's Kills Ants. Like an ant repellent. So
Don't
investigators...
tell me the main ingredient was arsenic. God damn it.
Investigators got in contact with the president of the company, and he revealed that their product did contain arsenic. He told investigators that 4 tins would contain enough arsenic to kill a 150-pound man. So why do we have that much arsenic in these ant killers?
Ants are indestructible. To be fair.
But humans are not.
Like, they need to do the job. That's probably a great ant killer.
Yeah. So, what was the motive?
Not a great wife killer. She just Wonder Woman.
I'm trying really hard not to laugh because it's so funny, but it's also
so up.
I'm gonna take a sip of coffee after that one.
Sorry.
We're glad she's alive.
We are. We're very glad she's alive, obviously, but it's like, you know.
She was meant to be here.
Yeah.
Man, you ain't getting rid of her.
You can't get rid of me, bitch. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. You know that sound?
No.
Nobody ever knows what I'm talking about. Look it up.
No.
I can't right now.
So, the investigators are like, what is Anthony's motive? Why is he poisoning his wife with arsenic? Why would he do that?
Right.
When Anthony was in jail, he became associated with a few cons and got involved with heroin.
Oh?
He kept in contact with one person who would supply him with narcotics after his prison release. And he was also having an affair after he was released from prison. Friends said Anthony feared his mother's reaction because she was against divorce. If he divorced Debbie, he would be cut out of any will from his family. So let's just kill her instead. That'll totally keep me in the will. I'll get away with that, right? Stupid. When searching the Pignataro's home, they found a manuscript Tony titled MD, Mass Destruction. It was about him losing his medical license and what was described as the conspiracy against him, about how he was wronged by the medical community and the judicial system. And the judicial system. So this man is a narcissist, and I don't like to throw that word, but it's giving that because he had 13 people come and make allegations against him with these surgeries,
right.
But he was wronged by the community. Mm-hmm. He's not a real cosmetic surgeon, but he's performing cosmetic surgeries, but he was wronged
right.
by the medical community and the judicial system.
Love people like that.
Yeah.
Love that. Everyone else is wrong. Core me.
God.
Barf.
I mean, that is I feel like the actual definition of a narcissist.
Yeah.
He's checking every box.
He wrote a whole manuscript?
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
MD, mass destruction.
So investigators believed the entire episode might have been a ploy for him to get his medical license back.
Huh?
He gave Debbie poison. She developed gastric symptoms. He tried to convince her doctors to perform gallbladder surgery she wouldn't survive. Had Debbie died in surgery, he could have argued that people occasionally died during surgery and that he shouldn't have been singled out. Because remember, people just die from anesthesia and surgery sometimes.
Right. Sure. People do die during surgeries. But there's a difference between dying in a surgery with proper, like, supervision and medical staffing and sanitary conditions and everything going correctly and someone dies versus cutting someone open in a basement with a new nurse with no surgical history and a 17-year-old intern and also your wife that you just tried to kill.
And like no equipment. No equipment.
And a coat hanger down your throat.
And no sterilization. Performing any surgery with no sterilization is an easy way to get an infection and die, even if you don't die during the surgery. Let's be so for real, bro.
Understatement of the century.
Since he needs it spelled out, I'll spell it out for him.
That needs to be submerged.
He's
Understatement of the century.
He's still out here. Hope you watch the video. You're stupid. Yeah, so basically, in his brain, what investigators are putting together is that if his wife died during that surgery that he recommended, that they were like, no, she doesn't need that he could argue that he shouldn't have been singled out because his wife died during a surgery.
Was that in his mass destruction manuscript?
Don't know. Couldn't find any information on if that was in there. I don't know if it was in there and that's how investigators got that info, or if they're just putting the pieces together on what his motive could be. Because, I mean, even if it wasn't in the manuscript, finding the manuscript and seeing that this man is insane and thinks that he was wrong, that's like, okay, you're crazy enough that you would do this.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you're obviously the one poisoning your wife.
Right.
So it's the only thing that makes sense as to why.
Right.
Other than, him cheating and having an affair and not wanting to get a divorce because of him being cut out of the money.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother part of that. Seems like he had multiple motives. So the question comes, why didn't Debbie die from the insane levels of arsenic she ingested?
Because she's a bad bitch.
Period. They believe that it was due to a miscalculation. When Anthony gave her smaller doses of poison, she developed a tolerance for it.
Oh.
So the higher doses later had less of an effect. And apparently his daughter's ingestion of the arsenic was unintentional because she came into the kitchen, found the soup on the stove, and made it. And also, you're gonna... I don't even know what to say about that, you stupid man.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me because I just realized that I typed poison. It's poozin.
Give Debbie poozin.
Oh my god, I also have investigatats. Believe. I'm just on my laptop. I ain't got time, okay? Investigators also believe that Anthony vandalized his own home to make Debbie's illness appear to be retaliation for Sarah Smith's death.
I believe that. Killer doesn't seem like killer seems a little too powerful.
Oh. You think murderer?
Murderer.
I see. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
It's like, killer. That's lazy. You wanted to write less letters, guy.
Yeah.
That's just... I have no basis on that. That's just how I feel.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Debbie stated in Forensic Files, quote for quote, "He deserves to be injected with just as much arsenic as he gave me.
Oh.
He deserves to go through the hell that I went through and the pain.
Period.
That's what I feel he deserves." And the investigator stated, quote for quote, "When I asked Tony if he tried to kill his wife, he looked down at the table and told me, I can understand why some people might think that, but never said yes, and he never said no. Then he changed the subject and continued to look me in the eye."
Freaky.
Freaky. When faced with the scientific evidence, Anthony Pignataro confessed. He pled guilty to attempted first-degree assault and was sentenced to 15 years in prison.
Not enough.
He promised to tell where he obtained the arsenic and how he administered it, but never honored that part of the plea agreement.
Okay, so then give him more time.
Right?
Also, he got charged for what? Assault? Some kind of assault?
First-degree assault, because she didn't die.
Attempted murder.
Attempted first-degree. It should be attempted murder.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
He fully was trying to kill her.
Assault? Whatever. So Debbie survived massive doses of arsenic, over 80 times higher than a lethal dose, and she will continue to suffer side effects for the rest of her life. Nerve damage and lack of fine motor skills are permanent. She has been left with reduced feeling and mobility in her limbs.
Jesus Christ.
And he only got 15 years. What did they say? One of the amount that she had in her body was one of the highest ever recorded.
Yeah.
And he only got 15 years. I'm just going to say that again.
For assault, not attempted murder.
So after this, Debbie divorced him and got an order of protection, and an order of protection was issued barring him from seeing their 2 children.
Good.
I found this newspaper clipping. Pignataro was convicted of child neglect. Anthony S. Pignataro, a former West Seneca physician who poisoned his wife with arsenic, was convicted Thursday of child neglect. The ruling came 6 days after Pignataro, who was 43, pleaded guilty to a reduced criminal charge of attempted first-degree assault for poisoning his wife last year. After a non-jury trial, Erie County Family Court Judge Marjorie C. Mix ruled that neither of the Pignataro's children has to communicate with him in any form, but she gave him permission to seek child visitation rights. Mix dismissed a child neglect charge against Deborah Pignataro. Mix had already found that Anthony Pignataro in contempt of court and fined him $1,000 for refusing to testify about the brief arsenic-related hospitalization of his children in August of 1999. Because I'm assuming whenever his daughter got sick, they went to the hospital.
Yeah.
However, the prosecutors emphasized that the Pignataro's 2 children were not poisoned, that their arsenic levels were found to be non-poisonous, similar to the levels most people have in their bodies. In September, Mix returned the Pignataro's 13-year-old son and 11-year-old daughter to their mother's home in West Seneca, where they have been living under the supervision of their maternal grandmother. They had spent a year in foster care at the home of an uncle. Deborah Pignataro, who is seeking a divorce, testified before Mix 2 months ago that her estranged husband had begun cooking for her after she allowed him back into the family home in spring of 1999. She was hospitalized for nearly 3 months last year with what doctors found to be a near-fatal dose of arsenic poisoning. Mix called Anthony Pignataro a miserable human being who failed everybody. You have done something that is so wrong, you have destroyed your life and inflicted incredible physical and psychological pain on his spouse, Mix said. Pignataro served 4 months in the Erie County Correctional Facility in Alden in 1998 after pleading guilty to criminally negligent homicide in the death of a patient undergoing cosmetic surgery in his in his West Seneca office. The state revoked his medical license. He is serving a state prison term of up to 4 years for probation violations and faces a 5 to 15-year prison term when he is sentenced on the attempted assault charge January 5th. Deborah Pignataro declined to comment Thursday, but her lawyer, Dennis A. Cinta, said she plans to make a statement at her husband's sentencing in January. Cinta, who is handling Deborah Pignataro's divorce proceedings, said he is glad this nightmare is over for her. Anthony Pignataro's lawyers, Joel I. Daniels and Brian R. Welsh, declined to comment. That is the news clipping from them. Now you ask, what happened after?
Right. Because I'm like, that's not a cute little...
There's no wrap up, right?
No closing there.
I have more for you.
Oh, yay!
We're nearing the end. However, there's more. In December of 2013, Anthony was released. And this is coming straight from WKBW7 ABC.
So many letters.
Right?
God.
A 7 eyewitness news team investigation shows that Pignataro has returned to West Seneca, and despite the orders of judges and state regulators to never practice medicine again, is advertising himself as a doctor under a new name. Pignataro appears to have started the plan soon after his release from prison in 2013. Almost 1 year to the day after he walked out of jail a free man, he filed papers creating a business in West Seneca called Tony Halt Cosmetic LLC.
Are you joking?
Records obtained by 7 eyewitness news shows this. Multiple public records revealed Pignataro to be the true operator of the business, and court records confirmed that Pignataro legally filed to change his name to Anthony Halt. Pignataro even uses both his original name and his new name in a posting on his LinkedIn account. Mass destruction! He was done wrong, right?
And this is still going on?
This is in 2013 right now.
Okay.
But there's even more recent. Just wait.
Okay.
3 years later, he legally changed his name to Anthony Halt.
Okay.
And this is coming from WKBW 7ABC again. Tony Halt Cosmetic and Skincare is a flashy website with photos of beautiful men, women, and children. It offers a line of all natural skin creams, but that's not all. 10 times on his website, Pignataro uses the term doctor or MD to describe his new identity as
Mass
Dr. Tony
destruction.
Halt. Posing for photos in a white lab coat, he claims to be a renowned scientist and physician and tells potential customers that he is a retired cosmetic surgeon. The company uses the universal medical symbol as a part of its logo and repeatedly says hot, I don't know how to pronounce that, hot, researches, Haute. I'm just like saying it funny because I'm reading it so fast. The company uses the universal medical symbol as a part of its logo and repeatedly says Hot researches his products in some sort of laboratory. The website does not mention the fact that Pignataro surrendered his medical license 2 decades ago after the state health board charged him with 30 counts of professional misconduct, including gross negligence, gross incompetence, fraud, and moral unfitness. It also fails to inform customers that there is no doctor by the name of Tony Hott registered to practice in New York State. He later, now we're even more updated,
Right.
He later moved and began advertising himself on an elder care provider website in 2019 in Palm Beach, Florida.
God damn it.
Authorities have been notified of this, but it is not illegal for him to offer care for the elderly.
What kind of care?
In-home care, I guess, like taking care of an elderly person, who can't take a shower by themselves.
Oh, just like a caretaker?
Mm-hmm, pretty much.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just like, are you going to start poisoning the elderly now? Like,
I smell scam. There's always scams with elderly and
well, yeah, he's probably deep in that elder abuse type shit. Cause like you get close to your caretaker, then all of a sudden they're asking you to help them with banking information.
I think
Oh
she's
wait,
about to
there's
tell
more?
us.
Oh.
I think she's gonna
Oh, no, that's all the information.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all the information I could find from him being on that website in 2019. They notified authorities. Authorities are paying attention, but there's nothing illegal about what he's doing. And they haven't caught him in any illegal activity since. That 2019 is the most recent update I've got. But he has changed his name. He's living under a new name.
What's the name again?
Anthony Hott instead of Anthony Pignataro.
Haute.
Tony Pignataro. I don't want to call him Tony. I'm not calling you by your nickname. You don't get that. So
I'm like, I need to do something with my hands.
Don't touch that.
Because of the rage.
right? So I did attempt looking up his ex-wife Debbie and their children, but I could not find anything.
Understandable. They probably went in hiding.
Yeah. Now, Terry Lamarty, the victim who had the staples in her stomach, continues to live her life, but has occasionally spoken to news outlets about her past ordeal. Public information regarding her current daily life is limited as she appears to maintain a private profile outside of her connection to this case. But that's pretty much all I could find on them. They're just trying to live their lives as normal people after what happened to them.
That's so crazy.
Now Reddit.
Oh, God.
And also, I do want to talk about, because I didn't put it in here, but whenever I was doing my research, I think it was on License to Kill, they got in contact with the people who knew Anthony from school.
Mm-hmm.
How he kept getting rejected, couldn't get a job, couldn't get a job. They were basically saying he's crazy, he didn't need to go to medical school because also his patents coming up with bolts in the skull, and things like that. They never thought that he was fit
to be a doctor.
Yeah,
what a shot!
But he wanted to be a doctor so bad, right?
Yeah, I wonder what his former professors say about him.
Well, but that's also that pressure, that familial pressure of oh, your dad's a doctor, you need to become a doctor. And there's a lot of cases where people kind of go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that I want to cover where this girl basically faked being in school the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And
those are wild. Those are wild stories.
Yeah, it's she was living at home with her parents, faked being in school, faked going to med school.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. So, yeah, I mean, not to excuse him in any kind of way, but a lot of time, well, not a lot, a good bit of times, there's a lot of that familial pressure that pushes someone into that state of unwell, where they're just not okay because they're constantly trying to reach this goal that is not attainable for them
and might not even be something they want to do.
Right.
But in his case, I couldn't find anything about his mom, like, saying that anything about, like, the familial pressure. I couldn't really find any statement from his parents.
But also, like, if they're older, they probably aren't involved with it, especially with all the shit he's done. And I'm going to assume that his dad is dead.
Yeah, couldn't find. But it's also, like, keep in mind, whenever they got back together, his mom was helping finance them.
Right.
So I was hoping that there was a statement from her about how she felt about it. But in his case, I really feel like he's a narcissist. I really feel like he's full of himself.
Oh, yeah.
And he just, like, driving his red Lamborghini, talking about his exclusive patients and patents and how he's doing this and that. And he's a cosmetic surgeon. Like, he wanted this title so bad just to be able to have the title and get the money from it.
Yeah. Crazy.
Absolutely insane.
Well, and also, like, if you think about it, he had all these great deals for these surgeries, but it's like, I know insurance wasn't running through him. He didn't have any of the proper staff hired. So he was pocketing all of that money that he was charging people. So, like, it was a deal for others, but, like, he was raking in all that cash.
Yep.
Well, I hope that intern was paid. Can you imagine being an unpaid intern and witnessing
and they probably were unpaid
crimes against humanity?
He didn't pay anyone. You know that. You know he didn't pay that
At least the minimum wage, though.
No.
I'm like, that poor baby.
He didn't pay them. There's no way.
Definitely unpaid.
Ugh.
It's definitely giving those vibes.
So
right?
sad. That's so sad.
He's like, you can learn from me. I'm amazing.
You did say anyone can get an intern.
Anyone can pretty much get an intern.
Let's get an intern.
If you are interested in being an you know.
We'll pay.
You know where to find us.
We'll also pay.
Down below.
Yeah. We'll be good bosses.
Send us an email at the ZomBabes podcast.
Also follow us. Because if you don't follow us, you're not getting hired. Bitch. No, I was kidding.
And I mean on every social, I'll check them.
Intimidation tactics.
It's not just one.
That really, really makes people want to work for you.
I've been thinking about making a post on my story on Snap and being like, don't hit on me if you can't subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's so tea.
Yeah, do it.
Like, really don't. Like,
I will check.
I'm not going to respond to you if you're not subscribed and following. If you want to talk to me, then you're going to support the things that I want to do.
That's like bare minimum.
Actually, it is. The bar is lower than hell. It's in like core of the earth. Truly. But anyways, after that tangent, Reddit. Okay. So Reddit. So
Reddit.
This is r/forensic files. This is CK_3636. This is from a year ago. Just rewatched this episode. I don't understand how he could get patients since he wasn't board certified because he didn't finish some items for being a doctor. His ex-wife Deborah said that he didn't do that. I've always made sure whatever doctor I was seeing was.
I've always made sure that whatever doctor I was seeing
was certified.
board certified.
Yep.
Okay.
He had gone to prison prior for killing a patient. And he was poisoning his wife for a long time, and their daughter accidentally had some poisoning because she ate something he prepared for the wife. This man was ridiculously awful. Thoughts on this case? Frito Pie said...
Frito Pie.
said, before the internet being completely...
Again, reading is fundamental. Ubiquitous?
What's the definition of that? I feel stupid.
Ubiquitous means present, appearing, or found everywhere, seeming to be all around you.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love learning.
Before the internet was everywhere.
I love learning new words. Vocabulary. Before the internet was everywhere, you couldn't Google your doctor to see if he was completely certified and licensed. He likely did fine with most of his surgeries, and those people recommended him to other people. I also wouldn't be surprised if he offered a better price than doctors who were much more qualified, and he did. CK_3636 responded and said, I would think their insurance companies would have been their fact checker, LOL. Scary_ideal said, you would think the insurance companies would, but keep in mind this is a time where you could lose a prescription of blank, insert your favorite painkiller from one pharmacy and mosey on down to another and get that filled. So magically have 2 prescriptions and so on.
Well, that, and also a lot of times cosmetic surgeries like this are not covered by insurance. So a lot of people aren't going to go through their insurance.
They're going to pay
that.
out of pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Lucky Duckies 333 said, don't forget the snap-on toupee. 4 bolts drilled in his skull, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Mismatch Eyes said, I die laughing every time his wife says that he came up with the idea of the toupee off the top of his head. She did say that in the forensic files.
No, it was on the top of his head.
But yeah,
bolted in the top of it.
Mm-hmm. He said, I die laughing every time when his wife says that he came up with the idea of the toupee off the top of his head and chuckles. That lady has been through hell and still manages to have a sense of humor, and I love it.
She seems like an icon.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Debbie. She goes by Debbie.
What's her last name? Or is that not disclosed?
I don't think the new one, yeah.
We know it was Pignataro.
Yeah. That. We're not calling her that.
No. CK underscore
Deborah.
CK underscore 3636 responded and said, yes, she seemed really sweet. It was sad when she was talking about the toupee thing and laughing about it like it was a good memory, knowing what he did to her. And then someone said a year ago she has since passed away. I couldn't find any information on this, guys. I don't want to just run off of a Reddit user saying that they said she passed away because I couldn't find anything, like any obituary, no information on her because I don't know her new last name. And even
Can I do a quick search? How much more Reddit do you have to read?
I mean, she spent hours looking.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing this for 5 hours.
I know. I'm just a psychopath.
She probably just,
Yeah.
I would be like her. I'd go dark. I'd be like, goodbye.
That's real. Maybe she's died to the public world.
Yeah, because another user said, what he did to his wife was unconscionable. I wonder how she's doing today. Someone responded and said another commenter said she's passed away. And then they said they tried to look her up last night and couldn't find anything. It's I can't find anything on her. I was trying really hard. And then CK underscore 3636 also said, excuse me, I found it interesting. I found it interesting that they gently touched on Deborah assisting in the surgery and an LPN. Was Deborah a nurse or something? Because remember, Deborah just acted as an office person.
That's insane.
Yeah. Then someone said, snap on toupee! I'm going to do a quick little search again to see, what can I search? Because I've searched her with the last name. I've searched where is she now.
What's his name? Anthony Pignataro's wife. Is she still alive or something?
Let me try that. Do you want to see what he looks like?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Dr. Anthony Pignataro.
Ew.
Doesn't he look creepy? And that's with his toupee on, by the way, because he wears one.
Wow.
Because he wears one.
Yeah. And this was him and Debbie when they were younger.
Oh, what a cutie pie.
Oh, this is him without his toupee.
Yeah.
You're balding. Just give up the hair, bro.
Just go bald.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Reddit that's r/bald, and it's just a bunch of bald men just encouraging each other to just go bald, just give up the hair?
That's where Anthony should have been.
It's really sweet. They all help each other. They're like, should I do it? And they have 5 hairs. They're like, yeah, bro, you should.
Just go bald.
You should go bald.
You can still be attractive and be bald, guys.
Absolutely.
You're so good.
Yeah.
Be bald or go get a toupee glued on.
Yeah.
They do that and they look good. And they last weeks at a time if you take care of it properly.
Yeah.
Let's not get bolts in our head or try to become a surgeon to put bolts in our head. And button in your tooth. I hate that.
Or just go to Turkey and get a hair transplant.
Yeah. Yeah.
People do.
Just shave your head. It's okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Wow. I found a little bit of a backstory.
Okay.
So Debbie met Anthony Pignataro when he was a university student in 1978. One night they fell in love on the dance floor. They married in 1985. Damn, they weren't even married that long and then you trying to kill her. Dang. Debbie waited for him to finish school and they finally married in 1985. Within the first year, a concerned party tipped her off that Anthony was cheating on her.
Oh.
She took her father's advice to forgive once and decided Anthony deserved it.
So this is your daddy's fault.
No.
I'm not.
He's just old school.
Yeah.
because they were married. But I'm like, I don't even, if I was married and I told my dad that my husband was cheating on me, I don't even think he would recommend that.
Yeah.
I think your dad would go murder him
I
himself.
think he would too. That's crazy. It was also a different time though. A lot of people don't believe in divorces still.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. The only way we connected forever is through a child. I got to deal with you if we have a child. I can get a divorce.
I mean, yeah, but I do think like nowadays it is a lot of people's like first option.
Yeah.
When it's like, you know, you kind of got to go through the hard times, thick and thin and all that. But if you're a cheater,
cheating is unforgivable, in my opinion. I could never forgive somebody for cheating.
I mean, yeah, it would be really hard. I don't think there's anything wrong with like whenever people do forgive, but it would be very, very tough.
Yeah, props to you if you can, because I could never. Like, for me, I really don't feel like I could.
What do you feel like's cheating? Do you feel like it has to be like actual sex, or do you think it could be emotional?
If you can emotionally cheat, if you're emotionally cheating, that's
something that I feel like is easier to work through.
Yes, but if I know that you're physically cheating, that's extremely real. And that's unforgivable, in my opinion.
Isn't that the opposite, though? Isn't just banging? And then if you're having an emotional attachment, then you're actually building like some type of
but like feeling. I'm emotionally attached to you guys and y'all are my friends.
But it's also like you can emotionally cheat, I would say, even through like text.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference between emotional cheating and like just becoming friends with someone is that you're hiding it.
Well, yeah.
Like at the end of the day, I think it really is like the trust factor of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like this person lied to you about someone or forming a relationship with someone behind your back. And then, yeah.
It's definitely about the honesty for sure.
Yeah.
The whole thing. That's why a lot of people can't get over the cheating.
It's the cheating and the lying.
Because they can't get over the fact you betrayed them.
Yeah, because we know what Amanda's been through. I just cannot get myself to a point where I could ever forgive that, because I don't feel like I could ever trust you again, because when's the next time you're going to lie to me?
Well, and that's the thing is like, it's that constant anxiety of what can I trust? So
y'all deserve to be with someone who doesn't lie to you and doesn't create anxiety and allows your nervous system to be calm.
Period.
But that's enough for that.
Anyways, moving on. What's your happier hour?
My happier hour. Do you guys see this nice cardigan? Oh. You guys see this nice cardigan I got on? Sophia was getting ready some clothes and she let me go through the bags, and it's nice and cozy and I'm comfy.
It's cute.
You can also go through the bags, but they're picked through.
Yeah. I did go through all of the bags, yeah.
Although I think there's still some nice stuff in there. I gotta take it to Plato's Closet. Let's see if I can make some money.
They give you like $5.
They probably won't give me anything. And I'm like, is it worth folding everything and putting it in a basket? Sometimes.
Depop it.
That's a lot of work.
That's so much work.
Bro.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. I just need to get rid of shit.
Well, what's your happier hour?
My happier hour? I want to say I'm like excited to move, but I'm also very scared and anxious.
Neither one of us are excited.
I'm like excited because like I've been wanting to get out of this area for so long and like kind of explore more because I've been here for so long. But I'm also like, my babies. I literally cried about it in therapy.
Oh, I already did like a month ago.
I mean, yeah, but like this past week, I had a nice solid cry.
We still have a few months with you.
Yes.
So there's that.
Yeah, the tears haven't hit me yet. The sadness has, but I'm going to be a big baby whenever you actually leave.
Yeah. She already FaceTimes me every night.
I do. And I show up to her house all the time, really without her permission. So what do I do then?
Well,
Laura, it's your turn.
You better come to my house.
I'm like, now that you'll be living in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'll just show up to your house.
Yeah.
Nah,
exactly.
this house.
Y'all road trip and show up to my house together.
Literally.
Come on through, y'all. Not y'all. Please don't come to my house.
Yeah, no, I'm actually low-key devastated.
Don't worry, guys.
But the pod's still
Y'all
going.
ain't getting rid of me.
Yeah, the pod is still going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be up here so often. Like, we're probably going to do everything the same way we always do.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a couple FaceTime episodes here and there sprinkled in, but yeah, y'all ain't getting rid of me. Don't worry. Be back next week for my mysterious episode. Follow us on socials. Links are down
Smash
below.
that bell. Smash the bell. Get notified. Let us know what stories you want to see. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. Literally check out all the
If
socials.
you have bolts in your head from a toupee, send them in. We're
Please, I need to see like real life photos.
more real life photos?
Yeah, like real life photos from people who still have this shit now.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
Because I don't know if that was Anthony's head or not. It didn't say whose head it was.
Yeah, it was just a head.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. We do have stickers now.
I still haven't seen them.
They are microscopic.
I'll put up a photo.
But it's fine. We're working on it. No biggie.
But yeah, guys, we'll see y'all next time. Like we said, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, get notified. Let us know what you think. Please send in your stories. And yeah.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye. You said, that's one of you guys.
I did.
We having we having technical difficulties. We
Right at
having
the end of the
technical-
episode.
Where was I at? Okay, here we are.